towards all people we encounter.
All members have an important role to play in Veterans for Peace.
There's like a comedian that sang for his comedy. I forgot his name, but he sung about his girlfriend being a Nazi. Like that's the whole song. Like all the red flags you should have picked up on.
Oppose or disagree with us,
even if they assault us.
This does not preclude the members' right
to defend themselves
against a physical attack.
In keeping with our commitment to achieving our goals through non-violent.
Ready?
Yeah, I see the stream up.
Get set.
Yeah.
Action.
Oh, Stephen Lynch.
We will use our anger and injustice as a positive, non-violent force for change.
Stephen Lynch actually has a song called D&D that is wonderful, and if you haven't heard it yet, Rev, you're going to love it.
And with the assumption that concerns raised are coming from a positive place
and present a learning opportunity.
Our attitude
as conveyed
he also has
through our
some other
words,
like
symbols,
problematic songs. So
yeah, some are great.
And respect
but he also has some really great.
All members have an important role to play in Veterans for
Christ
Peace.
about Jesus Christ, his brother.
Fucking
hilarious.
We will
There's one
respect
about
one
him
another as
like
equal parts.
urging his grandmother to die for the inheritance.
Oh my God! I haven't heard that one.
And those who oppose or disagree with us,
even if they assault us.
This does not preclude the members' right
to defend themselves
against a physical attack.
in keeping with our commitment to achieving our goals through non-violent means.
The intro?
There is an expectation that members will not carry weapons with them.
to Veterans for Peace events,
or while representing Veterans for Peace,
regardless of the laws and their location.
Cool.
We will follow the directions of designated coordinators.
Okay.
During public actions,
organized on behalf of Veterans for Peace.
We'll use democratic principles
Anyone have
within
any
our
questions?
organization to ensure an open, fair, inclusive, and transparent environment.
We will speak as members of Veterans for Peace,
But not for Veterans for Peace.
Unless designated as a spokesperson for veterans.
It's not free. I paid for it.
all members are free to speak
I stacked the green
for
rooms.
themselves
Should be
or on behalf of the chapter as appropriate.
Sexist,
Racist,
Homophobic,
ageist,
Transphobic,
Gender discriminatory
and all other discriminatory language and actions
are common within the military.
They are not acceptable within Veterans for Peace.
our words and actions will maintain
The political and financial independence of Veterans for Peace.
To achieve the above goals, we'll also engage in active listening,
that is fully concentrating on what is being said.
Rather than
That
passively
S now?
hearing the message of the speaker.
Dog shape. He shapes himself like an S, like he'll have his body this way, but his head will be this way or completely around.
Your
All right,
concentration
action.
face is so
I'm
angry,
a veteran
Darby.
of the Army National Guard.
of the United States.
I'm reading things! Don't bother me!
Okay,
I'm a
sorry.
veteran of the American War.
It's because I don't have glasses, I have
I've
to
been a
squint.
member of Veterans for
Oh
Peace.
yeah.
2.5 years.
That you should see a
15
doctor,
years.
maybe.
Close to 30 years now.
for about a month now.
For over 1 year.
No,
An
God.
active member for 20 years.
We as military veterans do hereby affirm our greater responsibility
To serve the cause of world peace. To this end, we will work with others both nationally and internationally
to increase public awareness of the causes and costs of war,
to restrain our government
From intervening overtly and covertly in the internal affairs
of other nations,
To end the arms race,
to reduce and eventually eliminate nuclear weapons,
to seek justice for veterans and victims of war,
to abolish war as an instrument of national policy,
to achieve these goals, members of Veterans for Peace pledge to use non-violent means
and to maintain an organization that is both democratic and open.
with the understanding that all members are trusted to act in the best interests of the group
for the larger purpose of world peace.
red leather, yellow leather.
Let's go scrolling. Here we go.
Real comedy habits.
We're live.
That's great.
Oh yay, we're live and you can hear us and actually see our faces this time. We cut off the timer because we can do what we want. Anyway, welcome to the Ad Slam. I'm Plantifa. If you're new here, we make fun of and talk about military ads and general military depictions in media. And today we're going to talk about the controversial history of the Wounded Warrior Project. They're obviously a big name in the veteran nonprofit scene, but they do have some problematic history, and I think that's relevant here. They use veteran imagery, veteran status, and veteran stories and stuff to garnish more donations to amplify their image. So I think it is worth it to go over to go over that and why they're not really in my book of definitely support. We'll put it that way. Anyway, I'm a Marine Corps vet, and I'm increasingly angry about the world. I served 5 years, and now I work with Gamers for Peace, and I also have to cough, so I'm going to pass it to Yarby to introduce himself.
It's me, Yarby. I'm also a Army veteran, and I've done 2 tours overseas to Iraq. I also do stand-up comedy. I've been doing stand-up comedy for 10 years. I stream on Twitch as Yarby, so you can check out my stuff at jakeisfunny.com. Other than that, yeah, I'll pass it off to the next person, whoever that is.
I guess I will step in. I am son of Dayman, or Zach. I'm also an Army veteran. I was in for 5.5 years. I went to Afghanistan once. And I'm really honestly just trying not to be distracted by my sleeping dog.
He's so cute.
His name's Hatch. He's my better half. And I'm going to pass it off to Jules.
Hello, my name is Jules. I go by Pacifist War Vet in the Discord and on stream. And I am also on staff at Veterans for Peace. I am the member coordinator. I'm also a member of About Face, and I am a veteran of the United States Air Force, including time I spent in Iraq. I was ordered to participate in the horrific acts of terrorism perpetrated on the people of Iraq by the United States military. And all I can say is fuck war. Checked in. Has Rep introduced himself? Rep.
All right. I am Rep. At least that's short for Reppenhagen. Yeah, I also did Army. Yeah, joined 1 month before September 11th, served as a cavalry scout and a sniper, and I'm ashamed of it. That is Ocean. And
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, I'm the executive director of Veterans for Peace, and happy to be a guest on this crazy show.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And thanks for showing up, Ocean. Appreciate that. So I'm going to introduce a little bit of history about WWP. They were founded in, some sources say they were founded in 2002, but the website itself says they were founded in 2003. So I'm going to stick with that. It was founded by John Melia, and he was a Marine, and he was wounded in Somalia after a helicopter crash in 1992. And he saw these gaps, and he wanted to fill them. Gaps in care for transitioning veterans, that is. The charity began in Roanoke, Virginia, but a couple years later, they moved to Jacksonville, Florida in 2006. By that time, the nonprofit has helped at least 13,000 disabled veterans, and they were looking to raise $15 million that year. So only four years after their start. And this is partially due to they got their start under the United States Spinal Association. They were like a subsidiary of it first, and that organization helped them by giving them some money to, you know, start being their own thing. So they had like very quick financial success going up there. Melia attributed that success to a mix of corporate and private donations and how they were able to engage with the American public. Like they had a lot of outreach. They started small. Melia created backpacks for service members who were entering hospitals after being overseas, and they would have like comfort items, things to wear, things like that inside, so to make it a little bit easier, because a lot of times you would only end up having the hospital gown that you were with. And that backpack program is actually still active. It's still like a part of what they do. And I haven't found anything particularly problematic by Mr. Melia. It's like I'm definitely framing this as going to be a problematic thing. But when he started this, this did kind of seem to be a genuine like starting of a charity to help fix something. He left, however, in 2009, and there were reported like controversies between him and the CEO that replaced him. And kind of since then, the history's been a bit rocky. So the CEO that replaced him was Steve Nardizzi. And Steve Nardizzi was not a veteran. He was a lawyer, and he did work for WWP while Melia was still in charge. He was a lawyer who worked in the nonprofit industry and came on that way. And he said that he brought an entrepreneurial spirit to the nonprofit, he puts it. However, it is under this leadership that Wounded Warrior Project began to kind of decline in reputation. They started to get accused of lavish spending. There was one meeting in 2014 in Colorado Springs that cost upwards of $970,000 just for that one like workers retreat. Very strange. And Nardizzi rappelled down a 5-star hotel to the. Yeah, does anyone have any comments on that so far?
I have so many, because like I can tell you right now, that's really where like it went to shit was when he became the CEO. Like, oh my god, you know how 100%. Many people I think it's hilarious that the lawyer's like, yeah, I can be CEO, and you know what he mostly did? Sue other fucking charities. Imagine that the lawyer sued other, like it was so irritating. Like if Wounded Warrior or someone doing the fireman's carry, they fucking will sue the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And take money away from charities.
That's the reputation they got for good reason.
Yeah. It's awful. It's awful. Like, because these other organizations, like these, there's a lot of charities out there that are local, and or there's a local chapter or something, and they do a lot of help. I'm a veteran who's had to go to these charities before. I've been a homeless veteran, you know, like it's happened, you know, and it's irritating to see that these people will sue those people that help me out and help other veterans out. They're suing them for every dime that they have, so they have to close down. And they can't help anybody else. And then it's just like, and then it's like, well, are they going to help me out with what's going on in my life? No, because they don't. I'm like, you're
a number.
Yeah, exactly. They stopped caring about veterans when that happened. Yeah. Like it's infuriating. So I can't even joke about it.
They're like the Westboro Baptist Church of Veteran Foundations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, kind of. That's a good way to put it.
I kind of want to talk about homie rappelling down a hotel like he's in Mission Impossible or something.
Like, I never said, but I want to do some crazy shit like I did, you know?
it kind of reminds me of, like, you know how in those, like, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, it screams to me like people who like I almost joined, but I didn't for whatever reason, and now he's like
my bone spurs.
God,
and now he's like trying to catch up with that. He's got to get the street cred of like, oh, I can run a vet organization. Look, I rappel down hotels. I'm a cool guy.
I'm going to tell you right now, I would put money on it that the old CEO. His argument and disagreement with the current or the new CEO that replaced him and shit, I bet you it has to deal with ethics when it comes down to it. Probably, yeah. I bet you he was like, I don't want to do that. That sounds like we're fucking people over. That's not what I'm about. Da da da. And he probably started seeing these other people who put money in to this organization who are like, well, we kind of want money back. You see what I mean?
His ex-wife said in an interview that he had felt like, because they were married when this was going on, she said that he had felt like the organization was stolen from him. He's not spoken out about this, so I'm not gonna he doesn't have a chance to defend himself here. I'm not going to put words in his mouth. But reportedly, she did say that in an interview that that's how he felt, that he had to leave. He resigned. He had to leave because he lost this organization from its original mission.
Yeah,
that's how he felt about it, which makes sense.
Because I mean, like you even said in the beginning, where it's like, oh yeah, they started this organization and they had people who put money in. Those are the ones that caused that to happen.
Mm-hmm. Investors.
Right. Mm-hmm. I gotta keep my investors being happy.
It's
investors.
It's not a charitable donation if you're viewing it as an investment. By the
anyone want to invest in my comedy career? Like, let's do that.
It gets worse. Not to bum you out or anything, but it's gonna get worse. I know. Not only did Nardizzi rappel down a 5-star hotel, kind of entering into this retreat just like the leader of a cult like MLM would do, he also said that he modeled his entrepreneurial spin to the company after Starbucks. A company that you definitely want to align with that has never done anything problematic ever. No, they treat their workers like shit. They claim to be fair trade and they're not. They're a for-profit company and you're a goddamn nonprofit. That shouldn't be your model. I don't care if you think it was markedly successful, because yeah, it was. You're good at marketing and creating a brand, but you're a nonprofit, you fucking asshole.
Guys, I think we've been doing this wrong. I think Veterans for Peace should model after Wendy's. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
Spicy nuggets all day.
I don't know about Wendy's. Wendy's is not doing really great right now. But
their Twitter account is. I'll tell you that much.
Happy Meal for Peace.
Happy Meal.
Does it come with a toy?
Yes.
It comes with a lifetime of back pain.
Would you like some Animal 57 chunks with your piece?
Oh God! All I know is my back's been killing me as of late, and someone saying back pain just made it just increase tenfold. I was like,
"You're welcome." Share my back pain, everybody. Meditate on my back pain.
Rude, very rude of you.
Rude.
Anyway,
so,
to answer Sin's question, here's part of how it gets worse. I'm quoting from a Jacksonville.com article. It's a local publication around there. Nardizzi certainly thought big. According to the Internal Revenue Service reports, the charity took in $800 million over the past 6 years, and this is in 2016, while also paying some of the highest salaries to many more people than other major nonprofits. Nardizzi earned $496,415 annually. Giordano, who I think is a COO, earned $397,329, while at least 10 others took in more than $160,000 each for the year ending in September 2014, according to Nonprofits Forum 990.
So about $1.5 million in salary right there alone. Keep going.
A lot is going to overhead, and a lot of the overhead, more than is typical for the overhead is going to these people personally. Compensation accounted for $32 million, or 13% of the group's spending that year. Meanwhile, the group's reserves rose to $248 million, mainly held in investments. Charity watchdogs say it's okay to keep a rainy day fund, but the money should go as much as possible to the mission. So they're getting criticized here for having these investments, but having the ratio of the investments to what's actually being spent on veterans programs being very different.
There's still homeless veterans if this company charity exists.
Being fair here, Wounded Warrior Project has been pretty specific about their goal. They've been clear about not being able to help every veteran, that they focus specifically on disabilities, and they've only recently expanded into mental disabilities or PTSD and things like that.
I know.
They were focusing.
Good for them.
They're particularly focused on
after years
physical.
they finally
Yeah.
were like, oh, maybe we should worry about the
maybe
wounded
this shouldn't
warriors
matter.
that that also have that's what irritated me about it too. Is it was just like I got that they were trying to do good and everything, but at the same time it was like when they started suing other fucking organizations and stuff, it's like, yo man, are you going to pick up the slack on mental health then? Because you just closed down a company that deals with the charity that deals with mental health.
Oh no, they absolutely do not care.
Yeah, they don't.
They had a C rating from not Charity Navigator. Charity Navigator does star ratings. They had a C from Charity Watchdog, and they had I think at this point 2-star rating on Charity Navigator because only 54% of revenue went to veterans programs. So this is going on at the same time that it's coming out that their salaries are this kind of inflated. Not looking good after accusations of super lavish spending, including very lavish last minute business trips. I'm putting that in quotes because there's no way these are all business trips. Very, very expensive business trips across the country, usually on business class tickets. And it stays in $500 hotels. And in 2014, the company spent $7.5 million just on travel. 7.5 million just on travel.
How much of that travel was to Vegas?
I don't want to know. I chose not to look that up because I didn't want to know.
Do they just not take elevators and they rappel down all buildings? Is that
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And
elevators
ain't none of them stepping foot in a elevators are for poor people, okay? We are going to be airlifted.
We have money.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Fuck that.
Let's put a picture of another visibly disabled person up there so we can sell some more foundation money,
Yeah.
Let's cash in on those t-shirts.
When you meet people and they they're expecting a disabled veteran and you're not missing a leg, so they're disappointed.
They pretty much just sell towels now. You know that, right? I was watching TV for the first time in years because the internet's so much better than TV nowadays. The commercial for Wounded Warriors came up, and it was if you donate at least $25, you get this little hand towel, and it's this little towel that just says the Wounded Warriors logo on it and shit. And I was kind of so you're expecting people to pay $25 for a shitty towel? That's pretty.
Was it one of those brown standard issue towels?
Yeah, right. I wish that would have been. I would actually pay $25 just for the nostalgia.
To help
That's
wipe
fair.
away the
Yeah,
tears you
yeah.
cry for veterans.
Oh wow!
See, here's
Anyway, do you want to hear it get even worse?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go. I'll save all this. We got time.
Okay, cool. Save it up. We got time. So, there's more because apparently there was also a pretty hostile work environment. They're at this point they're based in Jacksonville, Florida, and a lot of employees are just plain not
Florida?
having a good time.
Not
Go
having
figure,
a good time in Florida. I can't imagine with all the meth heads and everything and the Florida men out there that you would have a horrible time.
Well, their headquarters is lined with pretty palm trees. They have a nice entrance. It's all manicured everywhere. So I don't know. Maybe there's something. Anyway, from an article in the New York Times from 2016, William Chick, a former supervisor, spent 5 years with the Wounded Warrior Project, and he says it slowly had less focus on veterans and more on raising money and protecting the organization. He said, "There's some real evidence for this. The WWP gave $150,000 to the Charity Defense Council, who's one of their main missions is defense for charities' overhead spending cases, and Nardiza also joined their advisory board." So, little sus. And there's also a multitude of employees report some sort of hostile work environment. 18 former employees allege that they were fired for seemingly minor infractions, and particularly insidious, for raising questions about spending or ineffective programs. And there were also a lot of problems with appearing disloyal to the organization. Don't do that, you'll look disloyal, or no, you need to fire that person. and they're like, I don't want to fire them. They didn't do anything wrong. Well, you look disloyal, and we're letting you go. Also, that was William Chick, by the way. He was who was let go for not wanting to fire somebody else.
Wow.
And there's more. So the board now is kind of trying, so they're trying to expand while keeping everything else small because they have a shit ton of overhead now. Organizational streamlining and constant push for better metrics is leading to programs being less effective. Like the Warrior to Work program was one of their like early ones, and because the executives quadrupled the like goals to get veterans into jobs, the programs are just putting people into jobs just to check boxes. So they're significantly less effective. They don't have the chance to like focus on that. Similar thing happened with one of the therapeutic programs for veterans with PTSD, where they didn't really have a lot of time to get like therapeutic things, and instead they focused on just getting veterans to go to baseball games or like retreats elsewhere, and because they can inflate the numbers, the same veteran can count for multiple retreats. So someone who goes to 6 different like events or sporting events or concerts or something, that's 6 veterans helped, even though it's the same person. Isn't that fun?
So I count for 6 people, but I only get disability for 1 person.
Yeah,
Double
I think I'm being
standard.
cheated. Kind of bullshit. I'm a little mad.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
I'm just saying, if I count for 6 people, like I should get 6 people's worth of disability, right?
Math adds up on my end. So yeah,
I just. Jesus Christ, it's just so ridiculous. Like, just being like, it's pretty much like if you were at the White House when Donald Trump was president, is what it sounds like. You're being disloyal, you're fired, like.
Or that time he said, I think it was like a college basketball team that won like the championship. He fed them like McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's kind of what like getting baseball tickets for PTSD sounds like to me. Like, oh, why are you sad? You went to a Yankees game.
Yeah. But I'm.
Why are you sad? I don't get it.
Yeah. Just, like, didn't you have fun at the game? Like,
what's wrong with you?
Why didn't you enjoy that?
I had a good time. But like
America's sport.
Still at PTSD, dude.
Did they not like? Did they not have everybody stand and recognize him? Is that?
Maybe we should clap for him more.
That's what it is. See, we did not clap enough.
You're starting to sound disloyal to America right now.
You know what? I got it. I got it. What if we showed our respect to him at the Yankees game? We launched fireworks.
Yes.
There we go. Yes. Loud, explosive noises. That's.
And then shove a camera in his face to see his reaction to make him really comfortable. Exactly. All right. Do you want to go ahead?
No. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, it's so dumb.
Do you want to get to the lawsuits?
Yes. Let's get to the lawsuits.
Because there's a couple. There's a lot of lawsuits. They became known as the neighborhood bully in the like nonprofit community because of how litigious they kind of began. In 2013, they sued not just a like organization, they sued an individual who happened to be a veteran, who was a founder of Help Indiana Vets. So it was a small nonprofit obviously in Indiana. And now I don't really 100% condone what Graham did here, but that's not the focus of this. He posted like a tax document, and he outlined a bunch of issues that he had with WWP as an organization. The problem is Graham didn't have a whole lot of proof, like not enough. So he kind of like, I would say technically was probably guilty of defamation. But the key to this here is that Wounded Warriors claim that they lost $75,000 worth of losses as a result of this. And even if that number is accurate or true, it's kind of nothing in comparison to their 150 million that they earned in 2013. Like it's kind of not a problem. So to put Graham, like who is a single person again through that, just seems a little bit superfluous. And there were also other people who saw some issues with that lawsuit, like Charity Watchdogs, like not really seeing that it works as well. Especially because like he was citing large executive salaries, which at the time, like, that's true. You know what I mean? Like, he was saying something true, so it really can't be defamation if it's objectively true. So the lawsuit is, it's just a little bit sus to a lot of people. But there's more, so I'm not going to harp on that too much. They sue a lot over like slight similarities in their name or logo. And the Daily Beast reported that 7 of those small charities talked to them. So this is not 7 that like total that they've sued. This is 7 that were willing to talk to the Daily Beast. They were either harassed or sued outright by Wounded Warrior Project. One of them was the Keystone Wounded Warriors, and they're now just called the Keystone Warriors. They were targeted because of the similar name. And what's important about this is that the revenue for Keystone Warriors was about half of Nardizzi's salary in 2013. So this small group who was helping local veterans is being sued over an amount smaller than the salary of the CEO. And this small group was paying $72,000 in legal fees over the 2 years they dealt with this lawsuit. Seems a little bit unbalanced and raises a couple of eyebrows in terms of like, hey, are you doing ethical practices? Because this is not the only 2 examples. This is just the 2 I picked out here. And I have a third one that's, I think, even more interesting. John Folsom. He's a retired colonel, and he began a nonprofit in Germany called, oh my God, it was Wounded Warrior or something, but I didn't write down the whole thing because I'm dumb. No, it actually was Wounded Warriors. I'm sorry. It was just called Wounded Warriors. But he claims that his nonprofit got nonprofit status before Wounded Warriors projects got started. And the main point of this case was that WWP was trying to claim the term Wounded Warriors as theirs. They were trying to claim that you can't use that term. And that's funny to me. That's funny to me because the Marine Corps literally has a Wounded Warrior battalion on almost every base. It's a term used by the DoD. Like, you cannot claim that as yours. That's like Susan G. Komen suing a different cancer nonprofit for using "for the cure" as a phrase. Like, you don't own that phrase. It's just a thing that people say. So they're suing this small nonprofit over a term that they can't even claim, really. And the nonprofits that they tend to sue, because they're small and they do local work and stuff like that, they tend to have 4 out of 4 star ratings on Charity Navigator. They tend to have much higher ratings and by watchdogs, and they tend to like actually be able to show that they've done work. Because usually when you can engage with your local community, it's a lot easier to have not everybody just be a number and to actually fill those unique needs that your community that your community has, and all of that. So go ahead, because it's really gross to me. And this is like,
I don't think you can take Wounded Warriors as a word, okay? Because then what am I supposed to be called now? A disabled veteran? Like, right? That makes me feel like I can't do what other people can do. Wounded Warriors, it's crisp. It sounds cool, right? Like, I'm a warrior, yeah. Wounded. What do you think when you think of wounds? Scar, battle scar, right? That's awesome, right? Like, I'm not gonna be going around be like, I'm a disabled veteran. I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm a wounded warrior, bro. Like, you see what I mean? Like, you can't do that to us.
I just love the idea of owning words.
Oh God.
As a concept.
Yeah, like trademarking, like.
Yeah, like I have nothing against Paris Hilton. Kind of stan Paris Hilton. I love her, but like I remember, yeah, that's hot being like there was like a trademark battle over that's hot, the phrase.
Yeah.
And just their words. People
stop trying to make that happen.
That's like me saying I'm gonna do it, and then Nike suing me. No, that's our logo. Just do it. So you can't say
no,
that.
Sir.
Like,
get out of here.
I was talking to family. What are you talking? What?
When you're here, your family. Excuse me. That's Olive Garden.
Oh, it is. That's super. Anyway,
watching that realization happen on your face was really beautiful.
Because it reminds me of like those companies, like the corporations that you come in and they're like, we're like a family here. Like when you're, getting on there to work there, and you're like,
I'm just
okay, so does that mean that you'll take care of me when I'm sick? No?
I-
You mean so I don't get any health benefits. You just mean that you want me to stay here at night past my work time. Got it.
I hate when people are like at a company are like, yeah, we're like a family here. And it's like, I fucking already hate y'all, so I guess you're right, you know. So
Accurate.
oh god.
Anyway, there's a little bit that I'm yada yada yadaing and skipping over because I don't want to just harp on it too long. But they're not the best, and they have a pretty dirty history. Nardizzi and the COO Giordano or whatever his fucking name is, stupid asshole. They're gone. They've been fired. The organization has been showing signs of improvement since this. There's a new guy on it now, and he was former Lieutenant Colonel John Livingston, I think is his name. Yeah, I believe it's John Livingston. And there are early signs that it's not as bad. Like for example, his salary is significantly lower than Nardizzi's was at any point, because his is 280,000 as of now, according to the Wounded Warrior website. And that it's a little bit more in line with typical large nonprofits. You can make the argument that it's a little bit high. I can even see people saying that it's low just because of I don't want to bring in problems with compensation for your own work. There's nothing wrong with getting compensated if you're doing a good job, blah blah blah. Like, I'm not going to rail against that, but they seem to be in line with more of the norm now. They do have a higher rating on Charity Navigator. They had 3 out of 4 stars now, and they have since gone from having 54% spent on veterans programs. They now have 75% of their revenue being spent on like actual programs. So there is improvement there. They pledged $7.25 million for caregiver support, more than 2 million of which is like direct to caregivers. And of course, this is definitely like in like who is eligible. But that's not nothing. I do want to point out that is not nothing as a thing that's happening. They have also helped lobby for a bill to make it easier for veterans who have experienced sexual trauma to get care for that. So there are good things happening, and not everything they've done is bad. They have helped people. I'm not trying to say that they haven't. I just do think it's problematic when nonprofits who are using veteran status and veterans themselves for clout to kind of scrutinize how they're doing that. I think that's important. So I am on the side of keeping a close eye on them. I still am not trusting them at all. I'm still going to stay away. They're not my favorite, but I am going to look to see if they improve, because it seems like they might have that chance now.
Yeah, I mean they were doing good in the beginning, and then when that happened, like it was more of those things of just like it goes back to like one of the things that irritates me most, and that's when people are using veterans for their own gain. That's what it is, it's and I hate when people do that. It's like, who are you to do that to us? You're taking our trauma, our livelihood, and you're trying to use it to your own gain without, like, you didn't even serve, motherfucker. Like, come on. Jesus.
Yeah. The new CEO is a veteran. Like, that's right. He served for 35 years and was in both Iraq and Afghanistan. He has a lot of respect, like, on that note for it. So again, signs of improvement. But we have some stuff to make fun of if y'all want to switch over to that.
Yes,
please.
Cool. Let's make fun of Dr. Phil.
Yeah, Dr. Phil.
He's also bad, by the way, in case you're wondering.
I mean, he just even when I'm looking at this pause video, he looks like a villain.
Yeah, he just looks.
Yeah, right.
Like he's got the evil
also
villain.
one open.
And just to set this up, y'all, we're gonna see Dr. Phil rappel down a building, so this is gonna be awesome.
I would pay money for that.
My next
also,
guest,
one
Mark,
open good point. Where
says
have you
after
experienced
9/11,
that?
Yeah, yeah, right. Exactly.
To protect and serve his country. So at 17 years old,
Like,
Mark joined the
it's
Army.
like if we're traumatized
headed to
by
Iraq.
it.
All was going well until a training mission when his helicopter crashed, killing 6 of the 11 people on board.
Y'all hearing this? Because I can't.
Mark
hear
survived, but the tragic crash dramatically changed his life
Sorry.
forever.
Fix it.
day I hear it.
November 8th, 2007 was supposed to be a routine training mission for our flight crew. At the end of the flight, we started to spin and we crash landed in a dry riverbed. I spent the first month in a coma.
Fucking editing.
I was crushed from head to toe. I can no longer walk.
The
I
editing
continued my
is
rehab
assaultive.
at
I'm
Quantum
sorry.
Farm. Equine
It's not super
therapy
graphic, but the
facility.
editing
They
is
offer
very in your
rehab to wounded
face.
soldiers.
It's just rude.
I feel for
right?
this is a new freedom. I met the love of my life, Margot, on my first day at the farm.
I had no idea I would meet my future husband on that day.
We were married May 2015. In 2018, our
Oh
twin
God,
daughters
why
were
put
born.
that in the
He's a
commercial? That was
wonderful
weird.
father. He's very interactive.
You can just show that picture. That was unnecessary.
How are you?
Right?
I signed up with the Wounded Warrior Project. I'm a mentor to help other veterans with their transition from the military into civilian life. It's training that I got from Wounded Warrior Project that's helped me move past what I've been through.
Wounded Warrior Project has also given
This is
Mark a new
them
purpose,
trying to
and
get
he's
back into
come
the
a long way.
mainstream's good
I'm
eye.
serving the military in a different way now.
So they choose. They
Hold on,
choose
but-
fucking
Well,
Dr.
joining me
Phil.
are Mark, along with
All
Mike.
things.
Can we, before we move on, I just want to say that
Yeah.
we mean no disrespect whatsoever to this veteran themselves.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We
Oh,
are
yeah,
making fun
uh,
of
Mark.
the project
Yeah.
and not this veteran. That's it.
Yeah. Because like that's
Yeah,
the
and
thing
that's
is,
true
like,
in all of these cases.
like- like-
no shade to Mark, he's fine.
yeah, Mark is probably a great dude. Probably a great dude. I don't really
Right.
know him, but at the same time, it's like this is them trying to get on the good side. Is that then
Mhm.
they chose daytime television Dr. Phil. Like
It's just, and like I mean, I don't want to harp on the editing of that video, but that was just like so tasteless.
Just
This guy is talking about what is probably the worst day of his life, and they're editing it like
Yeah, and they're like,
a shitty pop drama.
yeah.
I think it's funny because I did like 99% of the people I served with, so I probably won't like Mark, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Just
Fair.
giving a bit of doubt for right now. But no, like here's the thing is, it's like with the editing with that was just horrible. Like you could tell, like they're like, okay, let's just grab a bunch of like, do y'all have pictures or like little video clips or something, and we're gonna put it together. And they looked at it and they're like, man, we can only use like half of this. Okay, get some shots of a helicopter, like just look on YouTube, get them up there, right? And then like they, for some reason they had a wheelchair just there, like when he was talking about being in a coma for like the first month and everything, and then they like cut to just a empty wheelchair. Like that's the main thing that's been an image that was burnt in my head in that whole like little scene was just like empty wheelchair. It's just like, why? Why'd y'all do that?
It's a choice,
Yeah,
a choice.
It is a choice.
not really the right choice, but it was a
Let's
choice.
do a little more of this one, and then I want to move on
Richardson
because
from Wounded Warrior
one
Project.
Open said something I want to get
And also joining us on Polycom is Mark's wife, Margot, who is home with their twin baby girls. So thank you all
Because
for
we got to
being
make
here.
sure that you know that they're
Mark,
a family.
thank you so much for your
to.
service.
Yes, that's important here.
I just can't tell
We
you how
can
much
better
we
use their image to our
really
purposes.
thank you for your service.
Yay, thank you for your
In
service.
that
Yay.
helicopter
Thank you for your
crash,
thank you for my
suffered
cervix.
serious brain injury, nearly 30 broken bones, and about 2 years in
Yes,
physical
lay out your trauma
therapy.
for us.
And many people would just give in and give up. So what was the turning point for you?
I had my moments when I wanted to give up, but a visitor from the Wounded Warrior Project came to my room one day with a backpack of toiletries and other things.
That
and a milkshake
nameplate
hospital
was
food
so
supplies.
weird.
And he promised
Yeah.
me that Wounded Warrior Project would never leave me behind and nor leave my family behind. So it was my mission to step up and step forward and to do more.
Now, Margot, you mentioned that
glad
you
that he
first
found-
met
he
Mark
found
at
that
a
in
Wounded
there.
Warrior
I'm glad he
Project
did,
event,
genuinely.
right?
That's correct.
Was it love at first sight?
I don't know about that, Dr. Phil, but I knew he was special right away. Just less than 2 years after we met at the farm, we were married, and watching Mark walk down the aisle with just his walker was so moving, and I'm so proud of him.
So, Mike, it sounds like Wounded Warrior Project made a
Heartwarming.
love
Genuinely
connection with Mark
heartwarming.
and
That's
Margot,
sweet.
right?
Yeah, Doctor, that's a great story.
But they're
So since
using this and it bothers
2003,
me.
Wounded Warrior Project has been helping our wounded, ill, and injured veterans and their families not only survive in their communities, but really thrive. And not just during the recovery period, but as they see and realize really bright futures. And obviously, Margot and the girls are part of Mark's very bright future.
What a great looking
We have a success story on our hands.
More
Quick,
about what you
to
do
the
for
press.
veterans.
Wounded Warrior Project's mission is to honor
Yeah,
and
that's
empower
what this feels like.
this generation.
Again, no shame to the veteran, but I
being
don't
a
like this other
combat
guy
veteran
because
myself,
he's definitely
many
seems like a
return
PR
with
guy,
the
not
very
I
visible
care guy.
wounds of war. But there are hundreds of thousands of
They
warriors
sent
that are
they
wrestling
sent the
with invisible
softball
wounds of
questions
war.
to the veteran,
Our mental health
and then they're
programs,
getting
along with our
PR
long-term
guy to say
rehabilitative
more.
care and our other services really saves lives. And warriors like Mark are ready for
It's
their
a
next
fucking
mission.
manipulation
This is an
tactic.
advertisement, and
Yeah.
it's being
Ready
framed as
to
not an
help serve and
advertisement
make sure
on
that
Dr.
he
Phil. Like
realizes
this is
that
being
mission.
shown, like he's giving
And
credibility to this, and like
because
good
of
on him, I
the
guess he might think he's
incredible
doing good.
generosity of American
But he's a
donors,
shitty person too,
our
so who
warriors
cares?
and their families never
But this is
paid
it's
a
being
penny
presented
for any
a
of our
certain way, and
life-saving
it bothers
programs.
me.
They paid their dues on the battlefield, as well as in their service to our country.
So look, you
Why
don't
do I
have
have
to
to pay
face
that
this
kind of
difficult
due?
time alone. Wounded
That's
Warrior
the bullshit
Project
part.
is here for you. And again, all of their services are free. And you can get all the information at woundedwarriorproject.org. Now, Mark, now that you and
Pause it.
Margot are parents,
I want to point out there because the first thing when you type that in and you go to that website, the first thing that comes up is not the Wounded Warrior Project, it's the donation page. So you actually have to click away from that to get to the actual website. And I've done this like more than once. Yeah, or it's happened to me more than once. So if it doesn't happen, I apologize. But it was a thing that happened to me more than once. I would go away from the website, go back into it, and that's what it would be. It would be the donation part.
Let's see.
So I find that funny. Yeah, let's see if
so-
Yarby if does it for Yarby.
No, it actually took me to the front page. It changed it. Oh, wait. It's because it first says something about them now doing PTSD stuff and like mental health. And then the next one is like sign up for WP shop emails and get 10% off your first purchase. So now they have a shop.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, I used to work in Washington, D.C. when I first got home from Iraq. And I used to go to Walter Reed and Bethesda all the time and visit troops there, hang out at the bar and buy troops drinks. And, it's not a veterans hospital. It's a military hospital. And just about everybody had one of these Wounded Warrior backpacks. And they always had, like you said, they had toiletries, usually had like video games, a couple of like movie like DVDs. And it's like that's like all they were doing. Like, what exactly did Mark get out of this backpack? I'm really curious if that was an honest turning point for them. But hell, maybe it was one hell of a backpack, I guess.
The guy that I mentioned. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jules.
It's okay. Go ahead.
The guy I mentioned before, William Chick, he was talking about actually no, I actually don't think it was William Chick, but it was another guy who was talking about his experience, and he was working with doing those like retreat like the therapeutic retreats, and they wanted to use his experience. They told him, according to him, we want you to say like how this changed your life. And his view of it was that you took me to a couple of baseball games, you didn't change my life. Like I still have PTSD and I'm happy for the experience, but they wanted him to represent it as much more than what it actually most likely meant to him. So I wonder if that's a similar case here. They clearly have a history of doing that sort of thing and co-opting these stories for their own purposes. So I wonder if like maybe this is just kind of like the best way to tell the story. Maybe they did really help him, and both of those things can be true. They might have really helped him, and they also could have coerced him into telling the story in a certain way. Like both those things can be simultaneously true.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like we just watched a commercial
for
Wounded Warrior Project, and there's nothing wrong with that in of itself, but it just feels so scummy to me with like Oh, his
Look
wife
at
and
his
children
pain,
are part
feel
of that
sorry
bright
for him.
future. Yeah, like
we helped him.
Yeah, it's
just
all
framed really poorly.
And give us money.
Yeah.
Like that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, you lead with that veteran story, and then it's like, okay, Mark, shut up so I can pitch Wounded Warrior.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah, it was. We heard more from the vice president of mental health operations for Wounded Warrior Project than we did from the guy who.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not, down because like I think he clearly was one of the more impacted people from Wounded Warrior Project, but like. I don't know. I want to hear more from him.
I think we should hear more from him because like the last time there was a success story that we didn't hear a lot from them was Jared, and we all found out something else that he liked other than sandwiches. I'm just saying. Like, just saying.
Gross.
Just saying. Because like here's the thing, guys. Like if you really look at it, right, they're not asking the dude questions. They're only talking to the VP. No. Like the VPs are like stating everything. Like, and that's the thing is, it's like, you know what, y'all are just trying to sell the product.
Yep.
You're selling them as a product. That's what you're doing.
Yeah,
you know?
And it's what also struck me was just the VP, his like gestures. It reminded me of when I would be giving a briefing and I would be rehearsing for the briefing, and I would have specific hand gestures to remember specific points. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of what that looked like to me. He had this whole prepared statement. So like none of it felt organic to me. And I feel like if you're going to sell this veterans charity, you want a little bit of like an organic element to it, not some dude in glasses talking over the veteran. Hey, shut the fuck up. I'm glad, we helped you get married and you're happy now. It's my turn to talk. Just
Can someone explain to me what it is about toiletries, by the way? Because it feels like it's something that was everywhere. When I went to the USO, there was a bag of toiletries. When I got deployed, every single fucking care package had toiletries in it. Like, why? I don't understand.
I got Oreos once.
We literally had a room at the base where I was deployed where everybody just took the care packages and dumped them out because there were so fucking many of them coming, and it was all fucking lotion and shampoo. And like,
more than anyone can use.
Exactly. So like, why is that a thing that we deserve that they think will help?
That's the same thing they do with homeless people, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We did that with the Hearts and Minds project at the prison where I was. When the family members would come to visit the people in the prison, we would give them bags of toiletries and talk to them basically about selling people out and giving us intelligence. But what the fuck does the toiletries have to do with it? I don't get it. I really don't.
People don't know what to give. Like grandma at home has no idea what the hell to give, a service member or a veteran. So, they think it's, World War II and, they got to send a bar of soap because you don't get bars of soap.
If only I could take a nice shower. It's like, dude, we have showers there.
Yeah.
I will say, me and my coworkers, we weaponized the care package system because we got like a toaster oven, and we got our Afghans to get us naan. And then we had our families send us care packages full of like tomato sauce and and we had pizza nights. It was amazing.
Pizza nights.
But you have to coordinate the care packages. You can't just send me a care package, because you're right. Like, what do you send? You ask the average American, what a day in Afghanistan is like for somebody in the US military, and I don't know. That's fair.
I would just be like, send me beef jerky and snacks. That's it. Don't send me bars of soap. Don't send me all that. You know what? Don't even send me Oreos, really. I could buy that at the PX. Like, I don't like.
I say don't send me snacks. I say don't send me shit. If you want to do something for me when I am deployed in a fucking war, show up on the street and protest the war itself. That's what I want.
Thank you. Also, one open toiletries sign of caring, and then Metagame said thoughts and prayers equals toiletries. It's the same idea. You get to feel like you're doing something, but very little cost to actually do anything.
Jesus.
I'm an activist.
I'm an activist. Like it's you know what it is they're pretty much just like, look, y'all are pretty much already getting ready to be homeless when you get back. So here's some toiletries because you're gonna probably need them. You know what I mean?
You're probably gonna need this on the street. Yeah. Anyway, do you guys want to listen to the rest of this, or do you want to move on to the what actually looks like a recruitment ad?
Yeah, let's do the recruitment ad.
Cool. Let's go to the next one, huh?
Oh no.
Oh, oh Christ. Never forget, guys. Here we go.
I was supposed to have breakfast with family in the windows of the world at the top of the World Trade Center, and we watched both towers drop from the harbor.
Everybody had all this soot and debris on them. It was always the thing, like, what can you do to help? And at that time, I was so young, I felt like I was useless. I wanted to do something about it.
It was so unbelievable.
Okay?
Someone's gonna attack us in the United States. They're gonna attack the Twin Towers. I mean, I was a New Yorker. New York got hit. You know, I just heard the call, as simple as that. And I just walked right into a recruiter station. I didn't think twice about it. I was in basic training like 3 weeks later.
Just
How was this
right
not
there
a
and then,
recruiting ad?
I
Like,
left
tell
and
me
I
I'm
got into actual Marine Corps. That's where I found my purpose. I felt like I was up there where the police officers and emergency responders, you know, I was one of their peers.
I'm not necessarily angry at the people that are in front of
You
me,
don't want to be trusting.
but I've got
It wasn't
very
fun.
passionate love for the people who I feel like I'm protecting.
Something inside me told me that it was a calling, that I needed to do something. Deep down inside, I wanted
so
to
this is from
prove
the
what
Wounded
red, white, and
Warriors?
blue was to the person who did this.
Never forget.
Dude, like, I don't understand what the purpose of that video was for.
Oh, and we got bookended with 9. So, like, can we go over how they, every single one of those dudes, the director for this commercial was like, look sad at the Brooklyn Bridge and look sad at tree, like,
that tree
more than a
represents
sad
America.
I mean, I'm sad a lot, but like, I'm more than a sad person. You know, I have depth and character and
Right,
richness.
but if you're in a commercial for this that is serving, number one, as a like multi-branch recruitment ad, that more on that later, but this ad that's like for them somehow, like they want to use your purposes. So
they had the Coast Guard guy saying like, I don't hate the people I want to kill, but
But I'm still gonna kill them.
I love in a Wounded Warrior Project commercial.
Yeah.
Here's my question. How is that video helping anything? Like, it feels like it's the first half of a commercial, and that there's supposed to be like a lighthearted, like afterwards of just like, but now that I'm retired, Wounded Warriors really helped me out, and like, and he starts like putting on a jacket or something, and he's like, yeah, you know, like that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, you keep like waiting for it.
and it's just sad and depressed.
It's like
all the way to the end.
Wounded Warrior because 9/11. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the easiest way to wrap up that video right there. Just like Wounded Warriors, 9/11. Am I right? Like, that's perfect.
It's like the episode of Family Guy where Lois runs for mayor and she just doesn't know how to talk to undecided voters, so she just says 9/11 a lot, and then they're like, yeah! This is that in a commercial. Like, just say
exactly
9/11 a lot. And then like you're waiting on this like turnaround for it. You're waiting on it like for them to put on the jacket and be like, and I got involved with Wounded Warrior Project and I'm doing great. But it's as if it's like a DJ who's fucking with the crowd and just like never like doesn't let the beat drop. Like he always hints at it and then it doesn't happen just to fuck with them a little bit. But eventually
It's like 9 hours of just build up.
But then when finally the drop happens, it's footage of September 11th, 2001.
Yeah, in 2017. Now I'm not saying, you know, these people are wrong. You know, I have criticisms of their thought process, but I'm not gonna pretend like
I grew up in New York and I joined at I joined at 18 because of what happened on 9/11. Like I resolved on 9/11 to join the military, and that never really changed as I grew up. So I get it. I'm not criticizing, the veterans in this commercial, but it's just like, this is such a shitty, tacky angle. Like, what is Wounded Warrior Project trying to say? We like war.
Well,
they would have like
you know,
had me in that commercial. I would have been like, everyone's like, yeah, 9/11. That made me. I wanted to serve and stuff, and I was. They come to me, and I'm just like, 9/11. Nah, I went for college.
Yeah, I needed healthcare.
I think a lot of people give to organizations out of their guilt for not serving, and that I think I'm not. You know, I would like to hear from non-veterans how they react to this. You know, is there a string of like, oh, I didn't pay my dues, so I better give to Wounded Warrior a lot of money, and then my personal guilt will be alleviated for not going. Right?
You know what? I'm gonna start showing that to people, and they start saying that. I'm gonna be like, no, instead of giving them money, I'm a veteran right here. Just give me that money. You know, like.
Whatever you're gonna donate to them, just give
Yeah,
it to me.
just give it to me.
You know, I'll buy lunch for myself, and you help
Donate
the veteran.
to the local animal shelter.
Well, I used to pull the yellow ribbon magnets off of cars and go to the airport, you know, taking them off all the cars, and then go to the park and sell them back to people for $5 a piece. Like, you know, support the troops. I am the troops.
Well
and like,
done, sir.
Isn't capitalism
well
great?
Done.
That's why haven't I been doing that? Like,
right? Don't you feel kind of
You
like
just
cheated?
gave
Like
Yarby a business idea, right?
I know, right? My cousin works at the airport. I could fucking do this right now. Like,
all those magnets are faded, man. They don't update the new ones, I guess. They're all they're all blue line magnets and shit.
Yeah, we've moved on to different nationalist magnets.
We're now on magenta ribbons.
Yeah. Okay. So never forget, we got that far.
Yeah. It bothers me. Like they're using these person like sadness. Like that's probably not even real. Like
Dude,
they're
we
just
those,
telling them to look sad. Like
are they using us like those dogs and those freaking animal commercials right now?
Yeah, the Sarah
Are we
McLachlan
the
sad dog
dogs?
commercials? Yes, we're the dogs.
And
We're the
9/11
sad
is Sarah
dogs.
McLachlan.
I'm changing my
Won't you
name to
give
sad
us
dog on
money,
everything.
please? Like,
Bad dog. Yeah, and 9/11 is Sarah McLachlan. Yeah, that's it. That's what's
God.
happening.
Well, I want
Also,
to
one
re-up
open-
now and attack somebody else. You know,
Iran, we're coming for you.
Can some U.S. leader kind of go like, "Oh, that wasn't them. It's them over there. Get them," and then like I can go blow them up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
revenge. Revenge is a wonderful reason to join the military. Is what I feel like this.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
healthy.
War is fucking great. Wounded Warrior Project.
Sorry,
I mean,
for the
we
dog
can't
barking.
not have war. You know what I mean? Like we got to have war, so there's going to be veterans. So we're in a real pickle here.
we got to keep it going. You know, like
if the
So
war
if you're
ends,
not
we
gonna
run out of
join-
wounded veterans.
Yeah, I think Rep's right. So if you're not going to join, you better help the ones who did.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's not like we can expect our government to take care of veterans, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you gotta
Exactly.
do it.
Where are they going to get the money for that? You know,
Taxes? I'm not going to pay taxes.
Yeah.
I don't pay
Excuse
taxes
me.
with my
First rate.
disability money.
Not for fucking socialist programs like veteran care.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the healthcare that veterans get, but no one else.
No one else.
Fuck 'em all.
I think it's so hilarious because I'm just like, hey, Democrats, you know what you should do to beat the Republicans? Just be like, yeah, we're gonna fix the VA, and then when you fix the VA, you just extend it to everybody, and now you have fucking government health care for everybody.
We realize
yeah,
we
you know,
were not.
like the healthcare that people in Congress have.
Yeah.
You know, that's socialized healthcare.
Yeah, you know, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if they could actually fix it, then the Republicans wouldn't have anything to say about them being like, oh, hey, we already have government health care. It's the VA and it's all messed up, you know?
Well,
if it's
some
not messed up, then it's good.
Some veterans aren't part of the VA health system. So the only way to help them is to create universal healthcare system. So if you don't like the universal healthcare system, you hate the troops and you hate America.
There we go.
Hilarious and so true.
Stop
I
hating
like
the
it.
troops. God.
Yeah. God. Ted Cruz.
Oh, fuck Ted Cruz.
Fuck Ted Cruz. And
Oh,
on
God.
that note,
There's good people on both
we do
sides. y'all.
typically. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's good people on both sides though.
Yeah, on that note, fuck Ted Cruz, but also we typically end around now because we usually have our FPS Friday. And do we know if that is happening this time? Because I know we were taking a back seat for a little bit.
Haas is shaking his head no. Haas is our wonderful tech, by the way. Thank you, Haas.
I don't believe
Yes,
it is, so I
he's our
think we're good to
lovely
keep going.
overlord.
All right. Is there
All
one
right, well
more
then I will
ad?
leave
Let's
it up
watch
to
one
you
more ad.
guys.
We have 2 more.
Let's do
Two
one
more.
more then.
Let's do one
We'll
more.
do their
Yeah.
actual ad, not just the September 11th special whatever thing. We'll look at their actual ad from 2020.
A year.
2020 has been a year none of us saw
When
coming.
you hear music like
It's
this in
tested
a
our
commercial,
resolve
by the way,
and stretched
you
our
know
limits.
it's bad.
But what do you do when faced with
I
seemingly
agree.
insurmountable obstacles? Well, you
Go
dig
to
in your
Zoom.
heels and you face the challenges
we
head on
suffered too, guys.
with a network of support by
I'm
your
relatable.
side.
Hey, this is Katie calling from Wounded Warrior Project.
Hey Dan, this is Chris from Wounded Warrior Project. How are you today?
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's definitely interesting times for everyone.
Nice.
Nice.
What?
That is a bold claim, and I would like to see your evidence for that.
I
would.
would for you to question it. You just were like gone.
The
Yeah,
$1,000 relief
76%
grant that I was
of
given
10
through the Wounded
people in
Warrior
that
Project, it was
program.
like crossing a small stream
they felt a little
and
better
another
after
rock
that.
popping up in front of me to get me across that stream. That's just what they do. You know, they take care of their warriors.
I didn't get any of that.
Me either.
Right? What the hell? So apparently they do offer that. They help as like a VSO in helping like for claims and stuff like that. I did not know that, but apparently they do that.
Oh no, I didn't care about that.
Now considering they were counting a lot of their marketing budget as
I'm passionate about supporting the Wounded Warrior Project
I don't really trust
because
this.
they just
Yeah.
have a love for veterans and for people like me who
Look, he's a
may
child
not
holding
have
a flag.
outside
We're
scars, but I have
patriotic. Oh,
inside
I'm running
scars.
with it now.
Yeah.
Look, I'm
Ryan
patriotic,
joined the
guys.
military because he had that drive to be a part of something bigger than himself. Working on this special adaptive housing bill is just another extension of that desire.
And that might be good that they
Wounded
did that. I
Warrior
had to look
Project
into
is
that. But
proud
that
of
might be a
those
good
we
thing.
serve for their courage and resilience this past year. And we're incredibly grateful to the thousands of donors who make our mission possible
There it is.
through these difficult times, especially our loyal Advance Guard members just like you. No matter
Okay,
what
so-
the future brings,
Advance
we
Guard.
stand ready to serve wounded warriors and their families with
they
greater
gonna
determination
do an
than ever
MLM?
before.
So here's my thing is, it's like they always talk about how much money they make and they're like, we help veterans, but they never say like, hey, if you're a veteran, need help, go here and fill out this. It's always push to donation.
That's not what. Yeah, exactly. That's not what who these commercials are for. They need the
Yeah.
fundraising first, and then they get rich. I don't know. I don't know what you were expecting after that.
Yeah,
Well, they already have their 9 veterans, and they're helping 9 out of 10 veterans, that they have huge improvements, and they had just helped these 9 veterans 1 million times. And, they don't need any more veterans to help.
I could see the new CEO who came in there and was making all these changes. He's looking at everything and he's just like, God, these numbers, they're awful, man. I mean, like all these numbers are off. I mean, look at this. Like we're only doing like 30%. And then like there's some dude who's like, what if we just reduce the number of veterans we actually accept? And then our numbers just raise up. You see what I mean? He was like, that's a great idea.
Yeah, like if you make it harder for people to get welfare, well, then you now have less people on welfare, and you get to say, "Hey,
Right?
boss, I did a thing."
Look, yeah, we've been helping out so many people. We've had less people on welfare now. Like,
it is good that they have a veteran in charge now, though. I will say.
Oh yeah, no, I do have to say,
even if he is just like a cringy general officer who gesticulates like he's given a safety briefing or something.
Yeah.
I like how they it started off where he's talking and then they had to be like, it's been a tough time in 2020, and they zoom out to show that they're in a Zoom meeting. It's like, you didn't really have to do that. Like, there's
I mean, honestly, it was a great ad. Straight up, that zooming out to be a Zoom thing, that was inspired. And like, seriously, as an advertisement goes, it was a great ad. It really was. And straight up, you can't fault a nonprofit for asking for donations. It's literally something that they have to do to survive. However, using veterans to make people feel sorry for them, like Rep said, making people feel guilty for not having served themselves, that shit is fucked up.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's like, yeah, this ad is great and all. Just at the same time, it's like, where are they getting these numbers from? Not only that,
that's 76% had reduction in PTSD symptoms.
And
I want to know how the fuck they calculated that.
What do they count as symptoms?
Right.
Yeah,
What do
like,
they
is
count
it
as
when
reduction?
between screenings? Is it like
my
you know,
panic
you do your
attack
screenings
was
and you
only
feel better?
36 minutes instead of 37.
I want to know what their measure is, and they're not going to be able to do that in a couple of minute ad. I understand that, but they're making a lot of bold claims in this, and it's definitely speaking to they want to improve their image, and that's what this ad says to me. This ad is very we're doing good things now. Look at us. Pay attention. We're doing good now. That's what this ad says to me. It doesn't. What's super very much absent from anywhere on their YouTube channel or like on their website is any kind of acknowledgement of these like past indiscretions, except the FAQ that says is Wounded Warrior Project a scam, and then an explanation under it. Like, that's the only indication that they know that something was amiss. And like that, if you want to gain credibility, you do that again. You got to acknowledge, and you have to say, here's what we're doing now.
Yeah.
That's absent from this. And I think that, it's a good ad in, from a just like media standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, it does a good job.
Yeah.
But
I do have a Veterans
I have a
for
lot of
Peace
holes I can poke
announcement.
in it.
Oh.
You can now be an advanced ultra mega member guard of Veterans for Peace.
Right?
All you have to do is put some cash in an envelope. Don't put any address on it. Just write 2K and I'll know. You just leave it under that rock in front of your house. I'll know. Like, just leave it there. It's fine.
I'll just know.
No address.
The terminology of advanced guard is also really weird, right? Because that's not who goes in to like help.
Thanks for being part of our advanced guard.
Yeah, like what's next? Like tip of the spear tier? Like,
Wait, that would be funny.
If you join now, you can join at our Platinum Warrior tier.
Our top 1% of donors will be in the plausible deniability operations tier. Like, how far do they take it?
And the only
You're in our Black Ops level.
And I get they have to survive off of donations and stuff and everything, but it's like any charity. A lot of times when I see commercials, they never say like how they actually help,
like the logistics behind it.
Yeah, because there's been times like whenever I came back from war and shit, and I'm just like, well, they say that there's these organizations that do this shit. I was like, but how? Like, where do I sign up for this shit? Like, where is the line that I need to get into? You know what I mean? Like, it never tells you, like you have to like research and shit. It's the same thing with like the VA and shit. You're just like, a lot of this stuff like that, they're like, oh yeah, there's stuff out there to help you. It's like, but no one tells you how it's supposed to help you.
Yeah.
There's a whole class, or at least now there is when you leave the military. There's a whole class on that, and still no one knows what the fuck they're doing. I led that 5-day transition class knowing the same amount than when I went in. It did not help
They're
at
pretty
all.
much just like, if you have problems, go to the VA.
Well, I did learn from that class that there were people who did not know what business casual meant. And that's all I got out of that class.
This isn't business casual, best cat dad.
No, that's absolutely business casual. This is business casual too.
But mine isn't because it's spaghetti straps, and I look like a slut. So
yeah, my shoulders are showing. I'm such a harlot.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a harlot.
No, it's my business casual. It's business casual.
Yeah. It's
Green a little
casual.
sus. I don't know.
Green is a little sus. Right? Like Jesus Christ. But yeah, I really want to be like, I'm gonna need someone to check on these figures, definitely. Like
Actually, one
Citation
open has
needed.
some good questions. He says, I wonder if WWP keeps tabs on their donors. I wonder if corporations donate to this project. Oh, the answer: corporations definitely donate to this.
Yeah.
But tabs on their donors, as in like, they probably do keep leads so they can call them again. But those
we
are.
see you made this
those
much
bring up some
donation
things to-
before.
Exactly. And that information, in theory, should is public if it's political contributions. I have to research for 501c organizations. Or do I have that wrong? I don't remember. I don't know shit. Why am I saying things? I don't know anything.
You
Yeah,
know
they're-
nothing,
Same.
Plantifa Snow.
Jesus.
But you also know many,
Ay,
many
oh
things.
man.
So I'm also trying
Yeah,
to
like
look at like the Wounded Warriors little thing here about like what they're supposed to be doing about PTSD. Apparently they only have 4 places that you can go to, and apparently it's like a 2 to 3 intensive outpatient program where you stay at a hotel and you go
That's
to
not
like 2 to 3
outpatient.
weeks.
That's what? I did watch a video. They have a video on this like retreat that they go to Edelweiss Edelweiss in Garmisch-Partenkirchen. I've actually been there. It's a wonderful place, and I'm glad that they have that. But like, it's under the PTSD healing thing, and they mountain bike and like do these fun things, which is great. Like those are all like these are good things to have, and you could build a community with it. But like that's the only thing I really found on like definitive on those programs. They went to Germany. Like
if you give me a badass German vacation like that, I'll say good things about your organization, even if it doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, same. I'll say it here
yeah.
now. Like, if Wounded Warriors are watching this, like,
yeah, send me to Germany.
You send me
I'll tell
back to
people you helped
Garmisch.
me.
I'll say good thing. I'll retract this whole thing.
My
I'll pretend this never
VA
happened.
psychiatrist said
That's a lie, I
a trip to New Zealand would cure my major depressive disorder. So, Wounded Warrior Project. Yep.
Shit, send me to one in Los Angeles, Wounded Warriors. I can do stand up in LA if it's open up. Right there we go. Oh God.
Anyway,
ad slam sponsored by Wounded Warriors.
Yeah,
Never
our
forget
ad comes
September
to you,
11th, 2001.
Never forget.
Next show live from Edelweiss.
Live from World Trade Center 1.
Oh God.
Never forget 9/11. Wounded Warrior Project.
Never forget. Also, never forget that there were no WMDs. That's all I'm going to say.
Never stop donating.
Never
stopping.
Never forgetty my delicious spaghetti.
Wait, how
Dude,
long can this go for?
Oh God.
Oh,
I don't know, but he said spaghetti, and now I'm thinking about food. I'm starting to get hungry, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm kind of hungry. Maybe we should go so we can all eat.
Son
Go
of
get this
Damon
wrapped
just
up.
just
Thank you
killed
so
the.
much for.
Oh, just
killed the vibe.
saying, you just killed the stream. We're all hungry now.
Oh no, I did it.
You did it.
Wow.
You did it.
Canceled. Everybody canceled Son of Damon and Zach, or Zach, however he's going for now. Everybody cancel him.
Yeah.
Button.
Is there like a gesture that we all? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks so much for joining us. In conclusion, Wounded Warrior Project is not the greatest. Maybe wait and see before you give them your money if that's your deal or whatever. If they helped you, great. If not, I'm sorry.
Ask us in the Discord for alternatives or personal alternatives.
Nice
Yeah.
Discord plug. That was expert level transition. That was very good.
Done. Well done.
Join our Discord. We have a lot of fun on there, and join the
You'll see
Mental
more
Health
pictures of my
Monday
dog.
on Monday.
and community
yeah,
game
and also
night
look
on
at-
Sunday at 7 p.m. Central.
And Dungeons and Dragons on Wednesday.
It's
Oh,
coming
yay,
back.
again!
That's so
Yay!
exciting.
Dungeons and Dragons is coming back. I'm very excited now.
I can't wait to
Goblins
watch.
are gonna get it.
Yes.
But I want to play Dungeons and Dragons.
You gotta wait to get into the next game, man. They still haven't finished the game they're doing now.
I know. I've just been like itching. I've been having like that itch for Dungeons and Dragons
Hey,
lately.
maybe Wounded Warrior Project can hook you up with a D&D.
Right? Like maybe they could. What's up?
Dungeon Warrior. Yeah, I tried it. Failed.
Trademark.
Dungeon Warrior Project?
There you go.
No, they'd sue us for that. I don't want to deal with that.
Wounded Warrior Dungeon. That sounds bad. That sounds like
Oh
sexual
no,
and
that's
gross.
that's
Yeah,
that's
you
not
want
safe
to
for
stay
work.
away from
so
certain
sorry.
abbreviations because you got to remember like it's like WWP, right? Is that what they do? No, yeah, Wounded Warriors Project. So if you start doing like dungeons and danger, like that's DDP, and that's not.
Yeah,
We were
no, we
doing
gotta
an
stay careful
outro, I
about
think.
this.
Did we get distracted in the middle of our outro? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I think
we did.
so.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
It's
And
like
then
hurting
the
Agent of
next
chaos.
joke
I can't
happened,
help it.
so.
If you're watching this, I respect your high level of political education and sense of humor because you must be incredible people. And thanks for watching.
Agreed.
I love you all and drink water.
Yeah.